2 days left before the Federal Reserve announcing the rate cut decision. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. There are two things I will be watching for the coming meeting. One is the decision of the 25 basis rate cut, and the other one is any news that we're going to hear about the monetary policy change and the end of the QT or even the start of the QE. Everyone is expecting the rate cut, so I believe the rate cut has been already priced in to the market. So if that's the only news we'll be hearing from Jerome Powell, and there is no any dovish news for the coming months or the year, the market will basically moving flat or even moving lower. However, if Jerome Powell is going to talk about the end of QT, which is very, very bullish news, at least it's a start of the pivot. And I think we're going to hear a lot of job report weaknesses and about the current job market as well. Also, we'll continue hearing a lot of layoff news from the big tech companies. I believe the job market will continue running lower and we are going to see a lot of weaknesses in the coming months. Let's keep our eyes on this on Thursday, and hopefully that will fill up the overall market and especially fill up the crypto market. As we can see that the stock market has been moving a lot stronger than crypto market. The stocks has been moving up significantly since October. S&P and Nasdaq has been continually breaking record high. However, crypto market had a complete opposite movement. We had a huge historical manipulations and liquidations. Bitcoins, Ethereum, and all altcoins dropped down significantly compared to September. Everyone was upset and struggling, or even lost confidence for the coming altcoin season. Many turned bearish and start talking about the altcoin season will not come and the bull run is already over. However, I see something different. I'm still bullish. I'm not convinced the bull is over. So let's quick look at the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano chart right now, and let's see what has been moving during the past few days and weeks. So in the Bitcoin weekly chart, Bitcoin had a very nice weekly candle close last week, which was standing above the 20-week moving average, and we had a good start of this week as well. So if Bitcoin can stay above the moving average and close above it again at the end of this week, I believe Bitcoin will have a strong momentum to the upside. And next, will potentially hit the previous all-time high and start its parabolic move. And in the daily chart, let's switch to the daily chart, we can see that Bitcoin is trying to break through the yellow line 50 and the red line 100 moving average. If it does break through, that will be another proof that Bitcoin will be moving higher in the coming weeks. Another reason that's to support the bullish trend for Bitcoin is the gold correction, and I will be talking about it at the end of the video. Alright, so let's jump into Ethereum. I've been talking about the ETH chart a lot before. ETH is consolidating within this downward trend for 2 months already, since August. So the movement of ETH is forming right now, is consolidating within this downward trend, trying to hit upper and lower end of the trend, and had a false break out to the upside and then got rejected and falls back down to this range. And then we had this manipulation phase, and we had a false break out to the downside as well, and we got a V-shaped recovery, and we found this very strong support, and right now ETH is right again back into this middle of this downward trend. So this pattern, it reminds me a lot, and I saw a very, very similar movement in the back of the day, May 2025. So if we look at here, we can see here ETH had another consolidation period between May 2025 to July 2025, another 2 months, where it had a consolidation horizontal trend. And we can see here is it was hitting the higher and the lower end of this trend and had a breakout to the upside and got rejected back to this trend, and then had again the same thing, had a breakout to the downside as well and got a V-shaped recovery back into this middle of this range. So at the end of this consolidation phase during the last time, ETH had a very successful, very nice breakout to the upside, and then the price of ETH went all the way back from $2,000 all the way up to $4,900. So if Ethereum can form exactly the same at this time, ETH should have another very successful and very nice breakout to the upside eventually, and ETH should start a leg up to the upside as well. So let's use a bars pattern to simulate this. Let's do this from the bottom of these fake breakout to the downside all the way to the highest point ETH had. And we move it to here, and we can see the price target for ETH is around like $8,000. So $7,500 is the very first target for my ETH price prediction. And can ETH reach $9,000 or even $10,000? That's something that's so far away from us right now, and we'll be re-evaluating this once we see ETH had a nice breakout. All right, so let's look at Cardano chart next. So in the Cardano's chart, we can see that with the massive liquidation happening, Cardano ADA fell down from 85 cents to almost like 60 cents. So it had a huge drop. But within the past 3 weeks, Cardano is forming a bottom, and another bottom here. So we can treat it as a triple bottom, which is a very strong and very bullish signal that Cardano will have a bounce back up very soon, I believe. And if we zoom out a little bit in the daily chart, we can see that even though we see this massive consolidation or liquidation here, Cardano is still forming a higher low at this moment. If we compare to the low of June 2025 and even from the low of November 2024 and the bear market bottom of October, September 2023. So within this huge, a long multi-year setup, Cardano is still forming a low, a higher low, and a higher low here. It is still preparing for the next leg up. And also, if we switch into the weekly chart, Cardano is perfectly bounced at the red line 100-week moving average. And if we had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks already, they all, at least right now, they are still above the 100-week moving average. Same thing over here is in June 2025, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 weeks bounce above this 100-week moving average. So from this, we can see that the 100-week moving average is a very strong indicator. It's a very strong support that can support Cardano to the next leg up. And I like to see Cardano is bounce back up, at least first going back to this 80 cents, where we can see the green line 20-week moving average and the yellow line 50 moving average is, well, they are here. And we need to first break through this, and this will give us the confirmation that Cardano will have its continuous bull run and will continue going to the upper side. So that's it for Cardano. We have to keep watching, and the Cardano ETF decision is coming up. Because of the government shutdown, we are not able to hear the decision for Cardano ETF last week. But once the government is reopening, we are going to hear the decision very soon. We just need to give it time. We have to give it a little bit more time. We have to keep patience, and let's Cardano to form whatever it wants to form. All right, so that's it for Cardano. Next, I want to cover a chart showing the price of gold versus Bitcoin. Let's look at the gold chart really quick. In the daily chart, we can see that actually I keep waiting for this price of gold break below this 20-day moving average. And yesterday, it finally broke down. So I think gold finally started its correction, and this could be the pivot, that money will flow back to the risk-on assets, will flow back to crypto market. What I want to see in this chart is, let's go to the weekly chart. I want to see gold can fall back down to this 20-week moving average over here. Because if we look at in the previous past few months, whenever gold hitting the 20-week moving average, it had a strong support, and hitting the 20-week moving average, it bounced up higher, and hitting again, and it went higher again, and here and as well. So if this time when gold reaches the 20-week moving average and it can continue break through it and fall to the downside, let's look at the last cycle when gold was consolidating back November 2020, when it broke down this 20-week moving average. It started the multi-year correction over here, and that was exactly when Bitcoin started its parabolic move to the upside. So that's exactly what I'm going to continue monitoring this time. Also, I want to show this graph as well. This graph is what I got from X, where someone posted. It demonstrates so well comparing gold versus Bitcoin. As we can see here is whenever gold has a leg up over here, the green range, Bitcoin on the other side is always going through its consolidation phase. And whenever gold has its own consolidation phase, that's where exactly Bitcoin starts to go up. And we can see over here at this moment, gold has already successfully correcting right now, and we are seeing the start of the Bitcoin move. I believe this time Bitcoin will be again starting its bullish momentum. Alright, so at the end of this video, I want to show you one thing for Cardano. In this chart, we can see 4 different color of circles. The blue one is the blockchain project attended in the White House, and the green one is the ETF applications, and the yellow line is mentioned by President Trump, and the bigger right circle is the projects made in USA. So among all of those projects in the center of this all 4 circles, there are only 2 projects got mentioned in all 4, XRP and Cardano. And we can get from here is too obviously that only XRP and ADA has been covered by all of those medias. Cardano has its own ETF application coming. Cardano is made in USA. Cardano has been mentioned multiple times by President Trump. And Cardano CDO Charles Hoskinson has been attending the White House internal meeting to discuss all the blockchains and the way that the United States will be moving forward in the future. So Cardano is always there. Cardano has always been the top of the list of all of those blockchain projects. It's even better than Solana. So what does it tell us? Think about this. When the institutions and the companies are thinking about moving its technology to blockchain, what project are they considering the most? Despite the fundamental, Cardano has a super strong fundamental. It is fully decentralized and it has the most advanced technology backup. Will institutions think Cardano will be the top choice among all of those alternatives? I believe so. I believe Cardano is well positioned. Plus, the Midnight, the private sidechain, has been already launched and it has already been partnered with Google Cloud. I think Cardano will be standout, will be the winner in the long term. Alright, so that's it for today's video. If you find this content useful, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.